The top of the table Tigers and the cellar-dwelling Bulldogs met in our round 10 match of the day at Fremantle Oval. The Tigers' unbeaten run had stretched to 8, while South had broken through for their first win last week against Peel Thunder. The odds couldn't have been stacked higher against the Bulldogs, stringing together 2 in a row against a team that has premiership written all over it.
Move it on now. Play on! Play on! You!
The long-standing supporter of the club is taking the ball off hands. There was Chad Jones, and almost nonchalantly just turns around. And now Williams sends it out wide in front of Hamp, closing his Macintosh, but he goes to ground. So Hamp now under little pressure, goes into the pocket. Good lead from Medhurst. His team opponent went to ground as well. So Medhurst has a tight shot on goal, and this is tailor-made for Paul Medhurst.
Here go the Bulldogs through Hams, kicking long towards half forward. Claremont good enough to make the spoil through Brown. Gathered here by Scherzer, though, who kicks long to the vacant goal square. It's a foot race that might not even be required because it's a goal. So Scherzer off a step gets the Bulldogs first to the quarter.
Ty and Seavey once again. Ty won it, but straight to Foster, who read it brilliantly. Straight down the middle of the ground. Borrow-back nearly. Here's a chance there for Hamp. Dispossessed, but his second effort is great. Puts it onto the boot, and that is a great snap by Ashton Hamp. Well, he was under pressure. His heart is here at Fremantle Oval. Fong got a hand pass to Laurie. Laurie's hand pass not terrific. Put McGinnity under pressure. So Laurie goes in and wins it again. Hand pass to Murphy. He knew he was on target as soon as he put ball to boot.
So the Tigers just doing as they please. Their margin is 52 points in the early stages of the third quarter. Their miserly defence continuing their run that they're having. So rarely they give away 100 points. A free kick to Seavey. Advantage paid as Richardson dashes away with the football, straightens up, and he too knew that he'd kick the goal the moment the ball left the boot.
When you come out after half-time and you're trying to get yourself back in the game, and it takes you to the 12-minute mark to get a ball inside 50, you're under the pump.
Magumbwa, hand pass to Kelly. The debutant can kick his first, and he does. The best and fairest winner in their premiership side last year in the Colts has his first goal in league football.
Did he take a breath and do a little bit better than that, notwithstanding the fact that he's on his wrong side?
Well, that would have been handy for him to get another goal on the back of the one they just scored.
Just found something for the moment here, the Bulldogs, as Cook wins the football at half forward, sends it high towards Magumbwa, who's wrestling. Spoil made there by the Tigers in Fong. Comes back to Magumbwa. Hand pass out to Hams. He'll have a second crack, this time on his left side. And he makes no mistake. So for the first time today, the Bulldogs have consecutive goals. Comes on to the right boot with a long kick looking for Hams. Up in front with Scherzer. Spoil was made by the Tiger defence, but Magumbwa with the roving. Tucked up against the boundary line. It's a pretty good effort. It's a wonderful effort. The Bulldogs have got 3 on the trot, and Magumbwa's had his hands in all of them.
Burnett's got the advantage. Feeds it to Banner. Banner to Lowry. Lowry chips it further afield. Now he's got this player here in Gillespie, who can run to about 55 and have a shot. He elects to kick to Magumbwa, and he takes the mark, runs into an open goal and slams it home. 2 goals to Paul Magumbwa.
As this one comes to Kelly, who uses the outside of his boot, gets into the pocket, getting back, and almost, that's a mark, is it? It's bounced off a few body parts there, and it's been paid to Scherzer. He plays on and kicks the goal, while the Claremont players were trying to work out how the mark was paid.
He's on centre wing. Crawford looking for Richardson, takes the mark, wants to play on. Well, he's a natural left footer, as we know. Gets a bit of a helicopter pass off. Was that touched? I reckon that hasn't been touched. The only player it could have been touched it was Hamp. And we're going to have a discussion. We can't actually have a review. It's a goal. Well,
a rather bizarre goal there to finish proceedings for the afternoon, but Paul Medhurst, the leading goal scorer on the ground with 5. Richardson, Hamp kicked 3 apiece. Murphy, Jones and Liam Smith 2 apiece, and a single to Foster, whilst for South Fremantle, Scherzer, Magumbwa and Hams each kicked 2 singles to Guglielmana, Banner and Kelly. And looking at the chief possession getters, none better than Ryan Cook, the South Fremantle skipper. He had 32, along with Mitch Banner, both ball magnets this afternoon. Also 32 possessions to Hayden Schleuf, playing on the ball and in defence. John Scherzer kicked 2 goals, 3 from 16 possessions. Guglielmana had a very good second half. He had 21 possessions. Ham 2 goals, 2 from 16 possessions. Lowry, impressive in just his first handful of games, 11 marks, 11 kicks, 7 handballs, I should say, and 7 marks. And Paul Magumbwa really tried hard for 4 quarters, kicking 2 goals too. He had 15 possessions and took 5 marks. And for Claremont, Paul Medhurst, 5 goals, 3 from 20 possessions and 11 marks. An outstanding display again from Jake Murphy, 30 possessions. Fong, a developing youngster with 26. Foster, outstanding, kicked a goal from 25 possessions. Laurie, unpassable across half-back, 21 possessions and 8 marks. McGinnity, a workman-like 23. Chad Jones kicked 2 goals straight from 16 possessions. And Andrew Brown, a real captain's game, 20 possessions, playing in the last line of defence. So it was a big win by the Tigers. Certainly they forced South Fremantle into overusing their handball. They had 178 handballs to the Tigers, far more tidy, 126. And the inside 50s really did tell a big story. 61, a massive 61 to the Tigers, 35 to the Bulldogs. And they also dominated the centre breaks, 20-13. And so the game unfolded with the Tigers leading at every change pretty comprehensively as well, by 23 points at quarter time, by 45 at the half. The margin was back somewhat to 41 points at 3/4 time, and they ran out pretty big winners, 20 goals, 12, 132 points to 9-11-65. The margin in the end, 67 points.
Yes, thanks very much, Phil. I've got Andrew Foster with me, one of Claremont's better players today. You had plenty of them, mate. Good win.
Yeah, it was, mate. Obviously, we had only 2 on the bench after half time, so it was a bit of a grind and not much rest out there, that's for sure.
No, you've done it pretty well, especially the last 3 or 4 weeks. You've copped a few injuries. You had a couple there today that just make it hard, but you guys are persisting very well.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of depth. I think our reserves have won the last few grand finals, so we've got a lot of players that can come up and play a role for us, which is good, and as long as the senior players keep stepping up as well.
Because you're playing so well this year, there's a lot of games that you are expected to win. Is it hard getting up all the time for this type of stuff?
I mean, every game you play, that they're going to come out and obviously try to win, so you just got to keep buttering up and rock up with your intensity. And if you're down 10 or 15%, they're going to come out and knock us off.
Now, the third quarter there, you obviously stumbled a little bit. South Fremantle come out, took sort of control of the game a little bit more, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, they're always going to come. They're a better team than just the one win. So they've got some quality players. We didn't underestimate them going into the game. Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. Like I said, they're better than just the one win this year.
Mate, congratulations. A very nice effort. Over 20 goals again is always a good job from the Claremont boys. Go and enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Congratulations, another good win by an informed Claremont side. Over 20 goals today. Nice effort.
Yeah, it was, considering probably the injuries we had. It was really, really good. But, yeah, they always fight hard. We know it's going to be one we have to play 4 quarters.
Third effort, the intensity dropped off a bit. South Fremantle got a little bit of a sniff, but you locked them down pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, I thought their third quarter was really good. I thought our intensity did drop in the clearances and around the ball. So to credit to the boys, we snuffed them out in the start of the last quarter to make sure we got the first 2 goals and closed the game.
We talked about some of your players being a little bit sore and sorry. Are you rotating players around just to sort of keep them out of the crash and bash a little bit, or can you try and do that? What's your plans over the next few weeks?
Yeah, look, I think today we tried a few guys in different positions, and we have to, out of necessity, play them in different positions. So that's one thing we have to do out of necessity, and it's one thing we still got to see if players can play in different areas as well.
Mate, you started very well today. Obviously, most of the ball is in your sort of, or their half for most of it type of thing. So your intensity, your work rate and everything that you must be very happy with it.
Yeah, it was. The first quarter was the key. We had a lot of ball early but didn't take advantage, and then the second half of the quarter we did. So it sets up your game if you can get a good start, and we did.
Showing good depth, mate. Obviously bringing younger players in, and they're stepping up to the plate beautifully.
Yeah, well, hopefully that continues, because I know that we'll need a few more down the track again. So, no, it's good to get them a taste of footy and still be successful as well, winning games. So we go again and rebuild for the next week and hopefully have a fitter list.
Mate, congratulations, doing it beautifully, Webby. Look forward to catching up and do it again soon.
Thanks, Ben.
So Mark Webb is the happiest coach in the WAFL, but also Bill Monaghan would be very happy after West Perth took on Perth this afternoon and prevailed by 36 points in a big match there, a good win by the Falcons. Subiaco travelled to Steel Blue Oval and took home the chocolates as well, standing up to Swan Districts and winning by 13 points. And Peel Thunder, rebounding after losing to South last week, did well at home against East Perth to run out winners by 18 points. And there is the ladder. Well, there's no doubting about the top of the table team. That's Claremont. They are yet to be beaten from 9 matches. West Perth hold on to second position. Perth hold on to third. And then in fourth position, East Fremantle, who had the bye this weekend. They have a better percentage than East Perth, who are sitting just outside the top 4. And then Swan Districts, Peel Thunder and Subiaco each have 3 wins apiece. South Fremantle with just 1 from their matches. And so next week, for the first time this season, we travel to Brown Stadium, the home of the Demons. It is our round 11 match of the day, Perth versus Swan Districts, from 2 p.m.